So for today, I have added in filtration and a blast tube. The retention head is lightly welded to the front of the tube, and it changed the characteristics a lot, so it's taken a little bit of time to kind of get it tweaked to running right, but it stabilized the flame a bit, and I'm starting to understand that this thing don't want no outside air. It doesn't want no wind. So let's call this the oil gun and this the firebox. I got to figure out that connection, but I got a feeling it does not want outside air. It is running quite clean. Matter of fact, I cannot see a lick of smoke at all right now, and it's as clear as can be. So I think that that's all good things. Still running on temporary fuel supply, but I am in the works with a pair of air tanks to hang a dual fuel, and that's what this loop is for. So I'll have a valve on the bottom of each tank. One will be a startup fuel and one will be a waste oil. I don't think starting up on waste oil is going to be worth the headache. I think it's going to be too fussy and too unstable. I'll have to sit here and babysit for 20 minutes. I would rather just light on diesel, let it run for a half hour, and then switch over, fade out of the diesel and fade into the waste oil and go from there. Ideally, if I can figure it out. We'll see. So this is the gun, let's call it the oil gun. There's a retention head, lightly welded onto this blast tube, and there's two pipes. One is fuel, filtered fuel on the bottom, one is air supply, and it's coming through an injection nozzle right there. This hole is for a set screw so that I can pull this whole rig out. I still have to figure out this whole region here. I did just have a pretty serious boil over, even with my propane chamber, overflow chamber on top. So that is another thing I need to address. You might hear some air leaking in the background. That's a couple old, really high mileage Parker air chucks that have, probably just passed their prime. And it doesn't matter if I'm just running a power tool for a few minutes, but if you're running air constantly, that's an issue. So I'm probably going to delete those and put in some hose barbs, some permanent air connection. I really, really want to cut down on air loss. I don't mind burning through lots of fuel. I don't, because the fuel is free, but I don't want to be burning through lots of electricity. I'm using a Taco 007 3-speed pump with the backflow preventer removed. So there was a check valve, and I had that fail to open one time, and I'm not going to deal with that more than once. So I saw it stuck in the shut position one time. I said, forget it. I deleted that. I just turned the pump up to high speed, and for now, I'm just going to have to monitor manually. Once I get up to a pretty warm temperature, I'm just going to have to back this flame off. But the next thing I'm going to do is start cutting sheet metal and seeing what kind of influence does intake air have on it. I mean, theoretically, it would be nice to burn less fuel because, oh, look, high efficiency. But if me turning the fuel burning rate down causes the wind to blow it out, if it causes instability, then it's not worth it. Because if it blows out, then it just sprays liquid fuel. If I don't catch it, it just fills this burn tank with fuel. So that's another whole series of problems. And I mean, it may have to get some automation to it. I do have enough camper furnaces, broken camper furnaces, to rob a control board from this one, a gas valve from that one, flame eye from this one, and I might be able to do something with all that to make an automatic shutdown.